everyone. This is Orlando, owner of BodyFit DC, located in Washington, D.C. BodyFit DC is a private fitness training company, group fitness training company, and running coaching company. I am coming to offer you my Thanksgiving greetings to all. And as I was thinking about this upcoming Thanksgiving holiday, which we'll be all celebrating in the next few days here, some ideas came to mind that you may want to consider to have a healthier Thanksgiving feast and celebration there. You know, holidays, it's a great time where we get together, we get thanks for the many blessings that we received and get to see family and friends. But oftentimes, Thanksgiving is a time that we sometimes go a little bit overboard and indulge in a little bit too much food and then feel guilty later on. So I have some tips that I want to share with you that I think will make it a healthier, less guilty Thanksgiving holiday. One thing that I definitely wanted to think right off the top of the bat is to make sure that before you partake in your Thanksgiving feast, the morning of, be sure to make sure that you have some small meals, maybe like fruit or maybe some oatmeal or something like that. I remember in years past that I used to always say to myself, well, I'm going to eat a lot of food at Thanksgiving dinner time, so I'm just going to starve myself for the remainder of the day, and then all of a sudden I'm just going to wait till Thanksgiving meal to serve, and I'm going to eat everything that I can possibly get my hands on. Wrong. That is the wrong way to go about it, because for two reasons. Number one, when we do not eat, we allow our metabolism to slow down. Our metabolism is responsible for helping to burn fat and excess calories on our body here. So what you want to do is you want to eat light meals throughout the day. Again, a handful of nuts, fruit, cereal, things like that to keep you from being totally hungry by the time the great grand feast arrives. Second, what you want to do, which is very important, is you want to make time for exercise. P90X or whatever happens to be your exercise. I know typically I participate in an annual charity turkey trot race. You may choose to get together to play football. Go for a nice walk. Whatever it is that is good for you, be sure to get some exercise in. Again, the reason being is that it'll help you to get your metabolism going so that when you have those tasty foods there, which more than likely will have a few more calories than would otherwise be the norm, at least your system will be on and it has the opportunity to at least burn the calories that you'll be consuming here. Also, one thing you want to do is, while at a holiday celebration, Thanksgiving coming up, we have the tendency to sometimes stand by tables and talk and unconsciously start to pick on food. Maybe there's some hors d'oeuvres, and we constantly pick up and we talk and we eat and we drink, not keeping track of the kinds of foods that we're eating and the calories that we're consuming ahead of the big calorie-laden meals that we more than likely will be consuming at the Thanksgiving meal. So my suggestion is try to have a conversation maybe away from the food table so you don't casually pick up food that you'll later regret in terms of excess pounds and calories later on then. My next idea is do food swaps. Food swaps, for example. I know it's been my tradition in my family, which has come to an end, to make candy yams loaded with brown sugar and marshmallows and things like that in order to make it sweet. And what we want to do as an option is to have the yams. Sweet potatoes are a wonderful food, full of nutrients or whatever then, but let's do something like maybe not have excess sugar in these types of foods. Cut back on the sodium. If you have to have salt, use sea salt, which is a safer type of salt then. So we want to make sure that we do some swapping of food. Maybe instead of having mac and cheese, maybe have a nice pasta, whole wheat pasta salad with some zucchini cut up in it as a nice food entree here. Also, what you want to do is, as an idea, is integrate new healthier food dishes, as I was alluding to. Okay, turkey, for example. We don't have to have fried turkey. I know it's a big tradition for some people, but if you choose to, please be sure to do so. But we can also prepare our turkeys leaner, again, with less salt, less fat. Maybe if we're going to use oil, instead of a peanut oil or heavier saturated oil, we can use something like canola oil that could hopefully make the bird much healthier to consume. Big point here that I want to also point out is, again, make sure that when we do eat, portions control is key. What we want to do is we don't want to go for plate after plate after plate. Get a small plate. A dessert plate or something a little larger will suffice. Why? Because you can only put as much food on your plate as your plate will allow. If you get a big saucer or something like that, you're going to be tempted to load the plate down. So make sure that you get a small plate, put enough food on there. Typically a small plate, again, the size a little bit larger than a dessert plate, will allow for enough food to accommodate at that point. Also, what you want to do as another tip here is to stay hydrated. Stay hydrated with water. Water would be my suggestion. The reason being is water is low, it has 0 calories. It'll help to keep you hydrated, and if we drink excess things like wine, I'm going to have a little bit of wine to be perfectly honest with you, but we want to drink foods that are going to be complementary. Actually drink water better still, or beverages that will be complementary to us not adding to the additional calories that we will have, that we'll be consuming through our foods here. So keep yourself hydrated. Also, when it comes time for dessert, make it your point to avoid the temptation and stick with one dessert. Yes, I know there are households. My household has certainly had the tradition where we've had cakes and pies and all kinds of desserts. Make a decision that you're going to get one choice, one slice, and call it quits for there. Okay. The other thing, one other idea, or 2 other ideas, better still, is you go to someone's house and they're going to say, "Oh my God, I can't keep all this food to myself." So they're going to say, "Hey, we have plenty of dishes here. Take some leftovers here." Try to avoid that temptation. Why? Because you know what's going to happen. You're going to take that food home and you're going to sit down maybe late at night, which is an awful time to start consuming calorie-rich foods, and say, "You know what, let me have a little bit more of that mac and cheese, let me have a little bit more of those potatoes and everything." And what happens at night? Our metabolism begins to slow. So what we want to do is avoid eating the temptation to eat calorie-rich foods maybe late at night then. So kindly tell your host that, "Thank you, I enjoyed the food, but I'm going to not decline the opportunity to take an extra serving home." And finally, my last tip here is, look, Thanksgiving's going to happen. We know all typically, even in spite of our best efforts, will maybe eat a little bit more than we otherwise should or than we otherwise normally. Okay, if it happens, let's not, we won't allow ourselves to have too much of a guilt trip. Instead, let's enjoy Thanksgiving. Let's do it hopefully in a healthy way. But we know the next day, what can we do? We can get out and exercise. Exercise, we can run, do yoga, swim, do P90X, whatever exercise floats your boat. Make sure that you get out and burn the following day those excess calories there so that you can have a healthy, happy post-Thanksgiving as well as happy holiday season in good health and good shape there. These are my tips for the Thanksgiving holiday. And again, I wish everybody a nice, safe, healthy, fun Thanksgiving holiday. Again, Orlando Darden with Body Fit DC. The motto is get fit and stay healthy. Take care now. Until the next time.